Mindful Life Practice community.
All right, here we are for our Vin Yin. As you can see, it is not sunny today. It is cloudy here in the UAE. So we're not experiencing the sun that Leanne has in the Cayman. No worries, Leanne. Happy you're here. All right, so let's start our practice down in a child's pose. And we're gonna come onto our heels and then walk our arms forward and rest our forehead. Take big breaths in and out. And can you let this moment be a moment where you sigh into your body and sigh into your shape? And sigh into your practice. And I think as we established at the start of this, we are all living in this Mercury retrograde. Some of us experiencing greater hiccups than others. And if you've had a challenging few weeks, know that whatever feelings or whatever reactions you're having are all perfectly normal. But if you have one goal of this practice, it's that you're here now. Forgetting what came before and what comes after. Whatever things that you're showing up on this mat with, whatever is going on with you. The third yama of the Yoga Sutras is Asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. Prompting us to think of the ways, big and small, that we take from ourselves, we take from others. And so maybe your intention can revolve around letting this practice be nourishing and filling in whatever way that means for you today, whether it's, 60 minutes in child's pose, or whether it's adding some extra seconds in plank. You're doing something that's going to fill your cup and not further steal or deplete your own energy. Take another breath in your child's pose. And then let's lift up to a table and start to move through some cat-cows. I just noticed that Matt is still here. I know he said he was coming to coffee, but I didn't know he was going to stay for yoga. That's double yoga on your birthday. I love it. What a nice way to celebrate. And then come all the way into neutral with your spine and then lengthen through your right leg. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Let's lift our left arm. Just about how many holidays and events this community has celebrated together, right? Because it's almost been a year. It's just, it's wild to me. You know, March is going to be like our anniversary month. Take a breath in with your arm extended, your leg extended, and then we're going to tap elbow to knee. Nice. And then lengthen all the way. Elbow to knee, and then lengthen. Good. 2 more. So as a teacher, I have this birthday chart in the classroom so that I don't forget anyone's birthday. Lengthen up. And then land your left palm, take your left toes off the side of the mat. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And I have been thinking about that a lot, how I need something like that for this community because it's just growing so much, I can't keep track. Birthdays and sober dates. I think that would be what's on it. Land your right foot and then lift all the way up. And then can you just reverse your warrior, lifting your left arm back, opening up through the rib cage. And then come all the way around, landing both palms. And then let's go the opposite way. So extend through your left leg, extend through your right arm, just hold in stillness with your navel drawing in. And then take a breath in and then tap your elbow to your knee. We're going to do it 3 more times. Good. 1 more. Good. Extend the arm, extend the leg, and then land your right palm, take your right toes off the side of the mat and lift the left arm up. And then we're going to land the left foot, lift all the way up, land your left palm, take your right arm behind you. And then unwind the arms, plant them on the mat. And then can you tuck your toes and lift all the way up and back, coming into down dog. Bending one knee and then bending through the next, pressing out through the heels. And then lift your right leg all the way up and then let's circle through the knee. Just kind of stretching out through the hip and kind of unsticking anything that's once been stuck. And then can you extend your leg all the way up and back? And then pull your right knee in and step your right foot between the palms. Nice. And now we're going to take our right palm to the inside of the right foot. So you're in a lizard lunge, and then you're going to land onto your left knee, and then push your right palm into your right thigh. Oh, I just noticed Amber is here as well. Amber doesn't normally stay for this class. She normally comes for the coffee, but doesn't stay. This is so nice. And then maybe you just reach your right arm back. And then if you want to, you might come into a little bit of a quad stretch and a back bend. And then take your right palm forward, wiggle your foot in, lengthen through the leg, and then hinge forward. Good, take 1 more breath. And then walk your hands forward, tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. Good. We're going to step the right foot long on the mat to find the left foot and then bring your body into a plank, staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. And then on 1, elbows drawing back, you'll lower and then roll over the toes, lift at your heart. Nice. And then come all the way up and back to a down dog, letting your head hang heavy. Hips reaching up towards the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. And then let's go the opposite way. So left leg lifts, circle through the leg. And then extend through the leg and then pull the knee in and then step the foot to the front of the mat, landing your left palm on the inside of the left foot, coming down onto the right knee. And then push your left palm into your left thigh and then just open through the body. Gazing over the left shoulder, creating space. And then maybe you just sweep the arm back and kick the foot back and come into a little back bend stretch. Nice. Now let's release the foot. Take the left palm forward. Walk your foot to the inside of the hands, walk the fingertips back. Good, one more breath. And then walk your fingertips back. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Step the left foot back to meet the right, navel drawing in. Support yourself in a plank for 5, 4, nice work, 3, 2, and then 1, lower down, chaturanga, roll over the toes, lift your heart, and then lift all the way up and back to a down dog. Stepping your feet in, letting your head drop between the arms, once again, taking deep breaths in and out. Take your right leg up for 3-legged dog, and then pull your right knee in. You're gonna step the right foot between the palms, lift all the way up. This time you're coming into a crescent lunge. And so we're gonna flow on our breath here. On your breath in, you're gonna keep your arms extended up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, you're gonna hinge forward and reach your arms back. Nice, and then just do a few like these, lifting the heart up, and then hinging the heart forward. Nice, keep flowing with your breath. Good, you got it. And then sweep your arms up. Take your palms into your heart center. How would it feel to shift weight onto your right foot and trust that the right foot will hold you as you lift off into a warrior 3? And then we're gonna flow. So bending through the right knee and then lengthening it back up. And then keep going like this. Nice, and then bend the knee. Let's tilt all the way up to stand and cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh, and then sit the hips back, nice. As you do this, I'm just gonna rotate so you can see how I'm doing this. Can you try to flex your toes? So you're pulling them back towards your kneecap, and that's just going to line up and like protect the knee. So it's kind of like, this is how we do thread the needle on our backs, and then we're just doing this standing. It's interesting once you realize that it's like a similar shape and just a different way of doing it, if that makes sense. Let's press through the right foot and lift all the way up. And now can you plant your hands on your hips and extend your left leg far in front of you? Now there is this tendency when you do this to hinge your back like this. And I want you to draw it all upward. So you feel like your spine is laying straight up, and then you're really, really using your strength to lift that left leg up. Nice, good. Seeing everyone's little feet. Take 3, take 2, and then on 1, can you tilt all the way back again? And then step your left foot all the way back so you find yourself in this warrior two. Let's take our right palm, place it on the left shoulder. Take our left palm, weave it around. Maybe your hands are coming close to touching. Maybe you're wiggling the fingers together. Can you bend through the knee and then just sink a little deeper? Good, taking one more breath. And then unwind the arms, interlace the palms, take a breath in, and then can you hinge your heart forward, just lowering your head down towards the mat. This is your humbled warrior. And then can you press through the feet, lift all the way up, lengthen the arms, extend through the right leg, shorten your stance, pull your right arm forward, take your right arm alongside your right leg, lift the left arm up. Good, this is your triangle. Nice, and then can you shift weight onto your right foot and right fingertips? Good, lifting all the way up. And then maybe you kick your left foot back towards your left hand, wrapping up into your sugar cane. Nice, good, you got it. Knowing that if you fall, you're still a good person. Release your left foot, release your left hand, land your left fingertips, lift your left leg up towards the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, step your left foot all the way back. Nice. Let's firmly plant through our palms, tuck our right knee in so you come into a core plank, staying here with the knee into the chest and then maybe tapping the knee to the right elbow, to the center, to the left elbow, to the center. 1 more of each. Good, and then extend the right foot back, land the right toes on the mat, and then move your body through a flow. Nice work. I'm gonna turn up my air conditioning. It is cloudy today, but it's still hot. Actually, I see some sun poking out. All right, let's move the opposite way with this flow. Taking the left leg up, bending through the knees, circling through the hips. And then extend your leg all the way up. Pull your knee in, step your left foot between your palms. Lift all the way up into a crescent lunge. And then let's flow with our breath, inhaling the arms up, and then exhaling to hinge forward. Nice, and then keep going like this. Nice, maybe just doing 1 more. And then inhale your arms up. Connect your palms at heart center. Trust that the left foot will hold you. Lift the right leg up. Bring your body into a warrior 3 with an extension through your right leg. And then maybe you just play with those warrior 3 push-ups. You're bending the knee, testing your balance, building strength. Nice, 1 more. And then we'll tilt all the way up to stand, do the same thing, cross the right ankle, sit back. And don't be afraid to get uncomfortable and lean into the discomfort. I think that's one of the greatest teachings of yoga. It's like how to be okay with being uncomfortable because life is pretty uncomfortable. Lift up, Reach your right leg, extend it up. Making sure that you check where your spine is and see if you can lift your heart towards your hands. Hold for 3, for 2. Good, and then 1, you're gonna tilt all the way back and then step your right foot all the way back. Reach your arms long so you bring your body into that warrior 2. Yeah, you got it. Nice work. And then plant your left palm, weave your right arm around, make a connection, bend through the knee. And then unwind the arms. Weave the arms back, interlace through the palms, lift at your heart, and then hinge your body forward. Nice, humbled warrior. Let's press through the feet, lift up, unwind the arms, lengthen through your left leg, shorten your stance. And then reach your left arm forward. Clock your left arm alongside your left calf. Reach the right arm up. Nice. And now can you trust that your left foot will hold you, your left hand will hold you. Lift up into a half moon. Nice. And then if you feel like challenging yourself more, you might kick your foot back. Nice, you got it. Release your foot, release your hand, land your right palm, and then step your right foot all the way back on the mat. We'll firmly plant through the palms and just draw our left knee in, and then do a couple of taps to the elbows. Nice. And then extend your left leg all the way back, land your left toes, plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. 1, move through a flow, lifting your heart. Nice, coming all the way up and back to down dog. And then we're gonna do some back bends. So come all the way forward onto your knees. Nice. And then we'll just lower the body all the way down onto the mat. Good, so a few back bends. Take your palms alongside your hips. When you inhale, you're gonna lift the legs, lift the arms, gaze down towards the mat. Holding there for 5, for 4, for 3, good, for 2. And then 1 to lower down, rest a cheek. Next, can you interlace the palms behind your spine and then lift up? Taking this back bend variation, taking 5 breaths. Nice. And then slowly lower and rest a cheek. And then for the last time, you're going to either take the first or second, or you're going to kick your heels towards your hands and then press through that connection to lift at your heart. Nice. And if you're taking this upward bow, can you imagine that your feet are almost like stepping onto the ceiling? Nice. Good, you got it. So pointing your toes back towards, yeah, you got it. Good. Instead of pointing them up towards the sky, pointing them back behind you. Yeah, great. Good. Take 3, take 2. Nice. And then 1 to just lower down. And then you can rock the feet from side to side. And now can you land your feet and then push your palms underneath your shoulders, lift all the way up. And then let's just shift back, sitting our hips on our heels and resting our forehead and connecting into a child's pose. So child's pose, just like we started our practice with. And we're gonna start to make our transition from our Vin to our Yin. So coming down onto your mat, rest your forehead, rest your hips on your heels. Take deep breaths in and out. And just notice how you're feeling right now compared to half an hour ago when we started this practice. Just breathe your body. Arrive in this moment and observe what's physically going on for you. So the third yama is Asteya. And it asks us to consider the ways maybe small and large that we might take things that are not ours. So at face value, Asteya means, literally stealing objects or money, but I think it can have a much deeper interpretation. Right? Maybe taking people's time, maybe taking their energy, maybe even screenshotting a quote or a poem without crediting the original author. All of that are small ways in which we might take what's not ours. So maybe in this posture, you can reflect a little bit on what does it mean for me to practice Asteya?
Take a few more breaths and moments in your child's pose. And then we're gonna peel our way up into a tabletop. And from our tabletop, we'll come into our first yin pose, which is gonna be melting heart pose. So you're gonna walk your hands forward and then bring your chin or your forehead onto the yoga mat. And so in this pose, this differs from child's pose in that your hips are up towards the sky. So it creates a slope in your spine like a back bend. I think one of the most common reasons that we might take things that are not ours comes from a feeling of lack. A feeling that we are not enough, or a feeling that we don't have enough. So as we rest into this back bend with our heart sloping down towards the mat, I invite you to cultivate a sense of abundance by thinking about, what am I grateful for? What abundance do I have in my life? It's been scientifically proven that if we have some kind of gratitude practice, it helps us identify and feel happier in our everyday life. If we identify all of the good things that we have going. Let's take about 5 more breaths in our back bend. And then can you just start to walk your hands all the way back? Nice, coming all the way up, and then just take this little moment to sit on your heels and rest your palms. And then just breathe your body as it realigns. The next shape that we're going to come into is a spinal twist. So you're going to come all the way forward and then just lay onto your spine. Having your right leg extended and pull your left leg extended and your right knee coming in towards the chest. And then you're going to slide the right knee into the left palm and draw the right knee over towards the left, and then open your right arm, gaze over the right shoulder. And if this immediately feels like it's a bit too much for your spine, you can also stack your knees or take any other spinal twist variation. One of my favorite stories that articulates Asteya was written by one of my yoga teachers, Rolf Gates. And he tells a story of when he was hosting a yoga retreat in an isolated retreat center in the Caribbean. And he borrowed a pair of scissors to cut down posters off the wall at the end of the training. And it occurred to him, these scissors would be helpful in a few weeks' time when I come back to this retreat center. So I'm just going to tuck them into my suitcase until then. And then when he got to the front desk, the woman asked for the scissors because, as he wrote, scissors don't grow on trees down in Mexico or wherever he was. And he had to very humbly remove the scissors from his bag and give them back to the woman. We're gonna open up our left arm and then just bring the knee all the way back through center and then extend both legs and give yourself a moment in total stillness. Before going the opposite way, so your left knee comes in, and then you're gonna pull your left knee over to the right, and then open your left arm and come into a twist on this side. So I love that story, and it's one of my favorite stories because I think sometimes we think our yoga teachers really know what they're doing or have it all together. And I love this story because, Rolf is well into his yoga teaching career, and he realizes that he was stealing without even thinking about it. And it was a moment to pause for reflection for him and then change his behavior. And I think that's what the Yoga Sutras is all about. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being this amazing human being. It's about being able to live and learn and pause at every moment and adjust. And then reflect and then keep moving forward. Stay in this twist for maybe about 5 more breaths. And we're gonna unwind your knee and then just extend your left leg for a moment. Giving yourself a moment to pause in neutral. And then gently, when you're ready, bringing your knees in, we're gonna rock up to seated. And then just take one little seated shape. So coming to crisscross, if you wanna sit up on a bolster, that's my preference. And then we're gonna drop our right earlobe down towards our right shoulder. And then you might lift your right arm up and land your right palm on the side of the head. And so this is going to stretch through the left traps muscle. And then if you want to lift your arm and maybe flick the wrist or kind of play with it until you find the exact angle that creates that sweet spot for your neck, go for it. And then just find and feel your breath. So I invite you while we're sitting here to maybe make a list of all of the abundance that you have in your life right now. All of the beautiful things that fill you up. Just take a few more breaths. And then lift your head all the way up through center and then just feel the difference between the left side and the right side. I know for myself, the difference is ginormous because I tend to carry my stress in this part of the body. And so I really feel it when I've practiced this stretch. And then we'll go the other way, dropping the left earlobe, lifting the left arm up, landing it on the side of the head. So mantras for this yama might be, I have enough. I am enough. I do enough. Stay here for a few more breaths. And then we're going to lift our head all the way up. And then maybe you do a few little circles of the chin. Just releasing whatever happens to be there. And then can you start to make your way into a final resting pose? Whether that is your shavasana, fully outstretched on your back body. Maybe you choose to bring your soles of feet together and let your knees knock open. And then maybe you just come up into a seated shape. I often say, you can do whatever for this final pose. Ideally, what that means is not a headstand or a handstand, but any pose that is going to act like a container for you to process this moment. So I'll give you an example. In one summer of my life, when I felt really, really busy and overwhelmed, I always chose child's pose in this moment of a yoga class because my forehead being connected and close to the earth felt very calming for me. So I think there's no prescription in yoga and there's no rules around what's right or wrong. So I really want you to lean into your intuition and go with that. As long as it's not a headstand or a handstand. And let this pose be your container to hold you in this moment right now.
with the awareness that I'll bring you back in a moment when the practice is over. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Give your fingers and your toes a little wiggle wobble, taking a nice long stretch. Eventually coming all the way up into your seated shape. No hurries or worries. And then once you come up to seated, bring your palms to heart center. Keep your thumbs and your pinky fingers connected and open your fingertips wide. So this is a lotus flower or a lotus mudra. And this is the flower that Lakshmi, who is the goddess of abundance, was sitting on in yogic mythology. So maybe you gaze down towards this lotus mudra and just think about, those 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for. Bring them into your day. And then just allow your palms to close. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Closing with the intention that our practice remains steady and our efforts continuous, and that our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe and happy and healthy and free, and may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So let's finish with an Om, and we're going to inhale and exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. So a big breath in, big breath out, big breath in. Thank you so much for joining me, for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks for joining.